Yeah, so yesterday we have seen dimension versus measures, right? So today we will see about discrete versus continuous, and later we will see how to create tables in the MySQL database. So see, if you want to find out the nodes, right, for discrete versus continuous, for dimension versus measures, right? So then you can simply go down here and you can see all those things here. For example, in the Tableau introduction, right, you can see dimension versus measures and discrete versus continuous fields like that. Okay, if you just click on this one, you can see like dimensions will appear in blue color, like that you will see the nodes. Okay, now if you go a bit down here, I can see discrete versus continuous. Okay, so what is the so how to identify? First thing is how to differentiate or how to identify discrete fields and continuous fields. Okay, so similar to dimensions, discrete fields also appear in blue color. Okay, and continuous fields appear in the green color. Okay, so this is the first difference. So discrete fields appear in blue color and continuous fields appear in the green color. Okay, now I will tell you the main difference between. So I just don't want to like okay. Second thing, anyone know like what is the meaning of continuous? So discrete and continuous. See, continuous means, for example, I can say all integer numbers are continuous numbers. Why numbers are continuous means, for example, if I take numbers between 1 to 2, these are continuous. Why? Because the name itself is indicating that continuous means there is no ending. So I can say between 1 to 2, how many values are there? I can simply say infinity values are there between 1 to 2. I can select 1.1, comma 1.111 like that. So we can say infinity values between 1 to 2. So that is the meaning of continuous. Continuous means there is no ending. Okay, there is no ending. That is the meaning of continuous. So continuous means we will be having infinity values. Whereas discrete means discrete means discrete is not a continuous field. Discrete means it always have a finite values. You can say finite values. Okay, finite values. Now, continuous means how, as I said, continuous means infinity values. So, continuous fields always can be represented or identified with the help of range. We can represent continuous fields in a range form. In a range form means what I can say is, for example, I can say 1 to 10, or I can say 1 to 1 lakh. So when you take continuous fields, we can always try to say range actually. Okay, and one more example for continuous fields is date fields. Okay, date fields also example for continuous fields. Why I am saying date field is a continuous field? Continuous field means what is the time between 1 to 2, 10 a.m. to, for example, if I take 10 a.m. to 12 a.m., what is the time I can say here is infinity time, or I can say I will be able to say that time in terms of range. Okay, so this is important. I can say continuous fields in terms of range. So if you take any field, if we are able to tell those fields in terms of range, right, those are called continuous fields. Okay, so time also I can say in terms of range. So I can say simply, for example, 2018 year to 2024 year. So I can say range for date fields also. So because of this reason, dates also comes under continuous fields. Okay, and I can say all measures are coming under continuous fields. Okay, why? Because I can say for all measures, the range is, I can say range. For example, if I take sales also I can take range actually. So zero rupees to 10,000 rupees. Okay, 10K. So this so sales also I can say in terms of range. So because of that reason, we can say all measures are continuous fields. Also date fields also coming under continuous fields. And in the same way, dates also comes under discrete fields also. Okay, dates also comes under discrete fields also. Why? Because if I take any year, right, I can say, so here I am saying dates in terms of range, right? Now, in the same way, what I can say is, I can say years in some of discrete values also, like 2018, 2019, 2020, like that also I can specify a particular specific number of, I can say I can specify particular year also. Because of that reason, dates will coming under discrete fields also. So in overall, discrete means I will show exact values. So just remember this one. Discrete means discrete means anything like showing list of values. If we show anything in terms of list of values, right, then we can say that is a discrete field. And if we display anything as a range, right, as a range, those fields will coming under continuous fields. So this is the main definition. Discrete means we can display any field in terms of list of values like 2018, 19, 24, 23, like that specific values. Range means, sorry, continuous fields means we can, if you represent any field in terms of a range, right? Like for example, 0 to 10,000, 2018 to 2024, like that, those fields will come under uh, those fields will come under continuous fields. Okay, so let's see how to do the same thing in Tableau. I'll just try to display. So just for the practice purpose, right? For the practice purpose, till now I have taken only sample student data. But for the practice purpose, Tableau has given one more data set for us, that is a sample superstore data. So how to connect to that data means simply go to this data option. Okay, just click on the data option, go to new data source option, just click on the new data source option, and at the bottom you can see sample superstore. Just click on the sample superstore. Now you see, now I have connected to three data sources: sample superstore. Before yesterday we have connected to this one, and day before yesterday we have connected to this sheet. So I want to create a particular sheet from a particular data source, right? So what I can do is I can simply go, just click on that particular data source. Now you can see all the fields under that data source. If you click on any other data source, for example, sheet one, now you can see all the fields which are coming, which are in that particular data source, like that. So now I want to create a sheet from sample superstore. So just click on the sample superstore here. Now you see we have a date field right here. So when you drag this date field into row shelf, you see it is displaying a list of values. So as it is displaying list of values, it is coming under a, now I can say this field is this date field is a discrete field, and it also appearing in the blue color. Now, sometimes in real time, right, we have to convert discrete fields into continuous fields also. In that case, what I will do is I'll simply go to just duplicate this dimension, just convert this into continuous. Now you see when you convert this into continuous, it is turning into green color. Now you see when you convert this into continuous, it is turning into green color. Now you see when you convert this into continuous, it is turning into green color. Now you see when you convert this into continuous, it is turning into green color. Now you see when you convert this into continuous, it is turning into green color. Now you see when you convert this into continuous, it is turning into green color. Now you see when you convert this into continuous, it is turning into green color. Now you see when you convert this into continuous, it is turning into green color. Now you see when you convert this into continuous, it is turning into green color. Now you see when you convert this into continuous, it is turning into green color. Now you see when you convert this into continuous, it is turning into green color. Now you see when you convert this into continuous, it is turning into green color. Now you see when you convert this into continuous, it is turning into green color. Now you see when you convert this into continuous, it is turning into green color. Now you see when you convert this into continuous, it is turning into green color. Now you see when you convert this into continuous, it is turning into Now, when you click on the show filter, for example, when you click on the show filter, right now you see this filter is showing values, not list of values. It is showing a range of values now. Okay. So in that case, what I will do is I can select a particular year minimum value and maximum value I can select. Okay, like that. So date fields, we can convert date field into discrete field, as well as we can convert date field into continuous fields also. Okay. Now, for example, if I come to row shelf, now the date field is a discrete field. If you go to this drop down and when you click on the show filter, right, now you see it is showing list of values like a 20, 21, 22, 23, like that it is showing. So this first filter is a discrete date filter and second one is a continuous date filter, as it is showing a range of values. Similarly, if I take any measure here, for example, sales measure here, so for example, I can convert this sales measure into discrete also. How to means just drag it into the row shelf here. Now just click on this discrete option. Now you see it is showing list of values here. So when you show it as a filter, right? Now this sales filter is showing list of values here. Okay. Now the same sales measure, just click on this drop down, and when you click on the show filter here, now you see the same sales filter is now showing a range of values. Like the range is from 4 lakh 72,000 to 7 lakh 45,000. So if anything represented in range means that is a continuous field. If anything represented in a list of values means that is a discrete field. So in real time, based on the requirement, we can convert discrete fields into continuous fields and continuous fields into discrete fields. If you want to convert like that, simply go to this drop down. We can see options like discrete and continuous. In that way, you can convert. Okay. Now, this is one scenario where we can convert discrete into continuous and continuous into discrete, like this date field. Okay. So user is asking a filter. He want to select a range of dates. In that case, we can convert the date into a continuous field and we'll show it that as a filter. Okay. Now we have one more scenario in Tableau where we convert the measure into measures in continuous field measure into discrete field. Where means, for example, my requirement is I want to show. Okay, so I will take student data only here. Okay, I will take student data only. I want to display student-wise marks. Okay, so what I will do is I'll simply drag the name into row shelf here, and I will drag the marks into row shelf here. Okay, or text here. I just drag it to label here. Now I can display student-wise marks here. But what is the requirement of the client is you want to see, now you see, I can see first column as a name column here, second column is a marks column. But what the client is asking is he want to see first column as a marks column, second column as a name column. You want to interchange these columns. So in that case, what I will do now, I'll simply drag the sum of sales into row shelf and I will try to display or I will try to place my marks column before name. Okay, first I want to see marks column, then I want to see name column. But you see, whenever I try to display the continuous field or any measure before dimension, okay, just let me tell you, name is a dimension or discrete field, marks is a continuous field. So Tableau will not allow you. Tableau, what the Tableau will do is first Tableau will display dimensions, then only it will display measures. After dimensions only, Tableau will display measures. Or Tableau will display first discrete fields, then it will display continuous fields. So in Tableau, we cannot display continuous fields before the dimensions or before the discrete fields. If you try to display any continuous field before the name, Tableau is not allowing. You see, I can see the orange mark after the name field. Okay, Tableau will not allow you to display the continuous fields or any measure before the dimension or before the discrete field. So because of that reason, what I will do is first I will display my mark. I will place my marks after the name column. After that, I'll go to this drop down. I'll convert that into discrete. Now I can drag that discrete field before the name here. Now you see, I can see first marks here, then I can see name. Okay. So what the Tableau will do is, Tableau will not allow any measure to display before dimensions in row shelf or column shelf. It will not allow. If you want to display still like that, first we have to convert that continuous field or any measure into discrete. Then we have to bring that measure before the dimension or before the discrete field. Okay. So this is we most of the time, sometimes we will use this field in real time. Okay. So that is about continuous fields and discrete fields. Any question you can ask. So if you want to learn more on this, I can go to, you see, continuous field. Yeah,
The thing is, you got it from the store, right? The data.
yeah, yeah, correct.
Can we view that data in other than in Tableau? Like as in Excel, you can see the whole picture of the data, right? Excel or else in SQL. But in
Yeah, yeah,
Tableau, whatever
yeah, I will,
the fields,
I will show you that. Okay, I will show you that, but not now. I will show you that later whenever there is a requirement. Okay, okay, and one more thing is continuous fields always display axis. Okay, you see this is coming under continuous fields. So continuous fields will always display axis like this. So for example, if you go to Tableau and if I go to sample superstore or if I go to sheet 1 marks here, when you drag marks into text here, then it will not display any axis here. But if you drag the same measure into row shelf or column shelf, now I can see axis here. Axis means it will display range of values like 0 to 260. For example, what is the total marks value here is 265, right? Because of that reason, it is showing axis from 0 to 280 like that. Okay, even if you drag any measure into row shelf or column shelf, it will display axis. So continuous fields only will generate axis. Okay, so if you want to test it further, right, what I can do is I can go to column shelf, I can go to marks column, just click on this drop down. Now just go to format option. Now you see for measures only, I can see this axis option. Why? Because measures are continuous fields only will generate this axis. Now, if I drag any dimension into the row shelf or column shelf, now you see it is in a blue color, but the the discrete fields are the dimensions will generate header. So this is a header. So if you want to confirm that, just go to name drop down here, go to format option. Now you see this name is generating header here. So if you still want to confirm, right? So I just click on the header here, just go to shading option, just you can select any shading here. Now you see only the header is a shaded black color. Now if I go to marks column, continuous field, just go to format. I can see axis here, just go to shading, select some shading here like this. Now you see the same shading will be applicable for axis. So in that way, we can confirm that continuous fields always will generate axis. Okay. So don't worry, I will tell you this bar chart and all those how to display numbers and all those bit later here. Why? Because we have sorry, in our syllabus we have in class 2 we have about marks card only. In the marks card, I will tell you about how to generate marks bar chart and all those I will show you. I will tell you. So about marks card, I will tell you a bit later. First, we will see how to create tables in the MySQL database. So why I want to tell that now itself only because yesterday we have seen data types and dimension versus measures, right? So because of that reason, I want to tell that now. So first you have to install the MySQL workbench. Okay. So go and install the MySQL workbench and come to search box here. Just click on the MySQL work. Just search for MySQL workbench. I can see MySQL workbench 8.0 version here. Just click on that. So when you open the MySQL workbench, this is the interface you are going to see here. So I want to connect to the MySQL database, right? So this is a workbench. This is you are installing it in the local system. But MySQL is somewhere actually. Server is somewhere. But to interact with the server, we are installing MySQL workbench here. So this workbench also sometimes called client tool. Okay, client tools. So from this MySQL workbench client tool, we will be connecting to the MySQL database. Okay. So when I say database, or I can say server also, database server also. So when I say database or when I say server, it contains URL. If you want, for example, if you want to log into the Gmail account, right? What you need first? First you have to type gmail.com. That is the server name. After that, you have to enter your username and password. Same thing here also. If you want to connect to your MySQL workbench, right? You need server name, username, and password. Simple. So first to establish the connection, you have to simply click on the plus symbol here. When you click on the plus symbol, we have to enter the connection name is anything you can enter. Connection name, you can enter anything. But in the initial classes, I told you we have three types of environments: development, QA server, and production server. So if you are connecting to the development server, you can simply say development server. Development hyphen, as it is a MySQL, you can say MySQL development server. You can say any name. And host name means it is the server name. In our case, the server name I'm going to give you is the gvcartech.com. So this is server name. In addition, we have to provide the port number actually. The port number will remain same. Most of the 99% cases, the port number will remain same, 3306 only for MySQL database. If you go to another database, the port number may change. So in the interview, they will ask you, if you want to connect to the any database, for example, Oracle database, what are the details it is going to ask? They will ask a simple interview question like this. You have to simply tell that we have to enter the host name or we have to enter the server name. We have to enter the port number, username and password. Okay. So I will enter. mm, I can say GVKR is a username. I can say. Okay, I already connected actually to this. I will provide these details to you. So after entering, just store the written password. You can enter password here. Okay. After entering all the details, right, you have to just click on the test connection. So when you click on the test connection, right, what it is going to do is it is trying to connect to the MySQL database with the provided details. If all details are connected, it will show connection is successful. If any details you are provided is wrong, it will show connection is not successful. Okay. So I have entered all the details like that. And when you see connection is successful, then you can simply click on OK. Okay. So I already connected to that. And so this is our database now. So it will, once you click on OK, it will show a symbol like this here. We have to simply click on this symbol. Okay. So this is a MySQL interface you can see. So you have to click on the schemas. After that, you can see two tabs here, administrator and schemas here. You have to click on the schemas. Okay. So I will tell you the schemas and others bit later. So GVCAR is one schema. Okay. GVCAR is one schema here. If you go inside the schema, I can see tables here. Okay. Now in this tables list, we have to create our tables actually. So for example, I can go to a query option here. I can go to just click on the execute the current query, explain current statement. That's that option. I can go to view option, no, edit, no, file, new model. Okay, open SQL script. Just click on the open SQL script. Okay, no, not this one. It's that option actually. Tools, no, the query only. I can see execute all selection, execute current statement, execute. Actually, we see here new tab to current server. Okay, just click on this new tab to current server. Okay, maybe we'll see query one here like this. Okay, just go to query again. Okay. Now here we have to create tables. For example, we are already having some tables here. If you want to create new table, right? So this is the syntax. Create table. So after table, we have to give the table name. So the table name I want to give here is like B, that is sample data. Okay. So create table name, and after that we have to use this open brace and close braces. Okay. So yesterday till now we have taken the data in the Excel database, right? Like this, right? So I'm just trying to remove all the fields here without any confusion. So just keep the rule number as it is and delete other number also delete. Okay. So yesterday we have entered the data manually in the Excel file. In the Excel file, we have not specified any data type for these fields, right? But we'll try to create the same data or same table in the MySQL database. So first we have to note down two things here. First, we have to create column names. Then we have to create values in those columns. Okay, I'll just tell you simple things only. So this is the first, this is the syntax for this one. So if you don't know syntax, for example, if you forgot the syntax, then what you can do is directly go to table here, just create table. You can simply click on create table. Okay. So when you click on the create table, it is showing automatically. Okay. Just don't save it. Create table like user edit templates. Okay. Just give me a second. SQL filter. Create statement. So just send to SQL editor. Just click on the create statement. We'll see what will happen. Now we see the table syntax will come here actually. Just I'm just deleting all here for now. So if you forgot syntax, that is not a problem. Okay. What I can do, just go here and send SQL editor. Just create statement. You see, it is automatically created a syntax for us. Okay. For now, I can delete all this. Mm. So create table, we have to mention the table name. So the table name I'm entering is B30 sample data, sample student data, I can say. Okay. Now, first we have to create columns, right? See, one more thing we have to observe here is, we, I said we have schemas, right? So in real time, we have multiple schemas, but here we have only one schema, that is GVKR schema. But in real time, we will be having multiple schemas. So in that case, what we have to specify is in which schema you want to create this table. Okay, in which schema you want to create this table, you have to mention that schema name here, GVKR dot. After you have to give the table name. Now I have to create column names. So I can say column name is a name. Now after name column, we have to mention what is the data type you want to give to this. So I want to give character 32, character 20. So when I say 20, right? When I say character 20, it will allow you to enter the name 20 letters only. For example, okay, for example, if I say 10 here, and if you try to enter the value under name field is Venkata Krishna Reddy more than 10 letters, right? It will not allow. Okay, like that. So you can enter any name under this name column that should be within 10 letters only. If you try to allow more than 10 letters, it will not allow you. Okay. Now I'll go to see, we'll get simple things only. Don't go quickly larger. So I'll just create marks column, and the marks column is an integer, right? So I can mention integer data type like this. So let's create only this simple select statement. Sorry, just create a simple this table only. As of now, right? So as of now, if you go in this table list, I don't see that table here. Okay. So just execute this statement. Now just come under here. Just come here. And when you see this, just try to drag it here like this. You see table is created. Okay. Now if you want to see what is the data we have in the table, right, we have one more statement which is called select statement. So don't worry about this, all this what I am telling now. Just try to practice as this what I said in the class. That is more than enough. Okay. Okay. Now table is created with two columns, name column and marks column. Okay. Now I want to see those two. I want to select those two. I want to select that column actually. So in the SQL, we have two important clauses, which is called select statement and from statement. In the select statement, in the from statement, we have to mention the table name. We have to mention the table name like this. And in the select statement, we have to mention what are the columns you want to select. In the in this table, I have two columns, name column and marks column. So you can simply mention I want name column, comma marks column. Simple. Just select this two lines and just click on this execute button. Now you see I got the output like this, name column and marks column. In this name column and marks column, I don't have any data here. So now I want to enter the data into these two columns. Now, how to enter the data into this particular table and particular name column and marks column? So, mm, simple. I want to insert values into this table, right? Then we have insert option. Insert statement is there. Insert. I want to enter values, right? Sorry. Insert into table name you have to mention. So in this table, I want to insert values. Okay. See, after every statement, right? Try to use the colon here. So this is a separate query, right? So after ending of this query, try to use this column. Otherwise, you see, we will get this error code here under error line here. Okay. When you enter this column, now semicolon, you don't see any error here. So insert values into this table. I want to enter values. Simple. Just go here. I want to enter values. Okay. And simply type the values what you want to insert. Simple. So I want to enter student name is Venkat. For example, I want to say Venkat. So into the, so what it will do is, okay, marks is 50. So what it will do is, name is the first column, right? So into name column, it will insert Venkat value. And second, after comma, we have given 50, right? This will be inserted into this marks column. Okay. Now just try to execute this. Just select this query and just try to execute. Now you see, whenever you see something green color means the statement is executed. Okay. So this statement is insert into this, right? What we have written here, right? That is showing you this, and you can see this in the green color. So that is executed without any errors. Now this is a separate query. Just use the semicolon here. Now select this again, select statement, and just click on the execute option. Now you see I got the output here. Into the name column, I have entered Venkat here. Into the marks column, I have entered the 50 here. Okay, so like that. If you want to enter more values at a time, right? Then what I can do is I'll simply copy this value like this values. First I have written values, right? Then you can put comma here. Then sometimes we'll forget the syntax also. You can enter in the separate line, you can enter like this V. One second. Give me a second. Just enter one more name, Ravi. The value is 35. I already entered this value, right? Just delete this one because we already entered the statement. So if you want to enter multiple values at a time, right, just use the comma here and Control C. Just use like this. Ravi, maybe Rajesh, he got 40 marks. So if you want to enter any number of lines, you can simply use comma and you can enter like that. Okay. Maybe same Ravi got other time like maybe 60 like that. Okay. So after that, just use the colon here. Okay. Okay. Now just execute this statement. Now you see the statement is executed without any error. So it is showing green color. Now if we use the same select statement to see what we have in the table, what the columns we have in the table, I can say, you see, all the values are entered into this particular table. Okay. So in this way, we can create tables in the database and all those. Okay. Now I have created a table in the database with the name column and marks column. Now I want to connect to this particular table from Tableau. Okay. So in general, in real time, who will create these tables means database people create with these tables. As a Tableau developer, we don't create these tables. 90% of the time, we don't do this actually. But we should have, uh, we should be, we should be able to identify what is the syntax and how to create table. We should be have some knowledge on these things. Otherwise, we cannot work in the real time sometimes. Okay. So database people will create these tables and they will tell you, hey, Venkat, I have created a table in the database. Now we can connect to this table and you can work on that. So what I will do is I'll go to Tableau here, go to data option, new data source option. This time my database MySQL database. Just click on the MySQL database. Now just give the server name gvkrtech.com and port number database. So database you can enter the GVKR like that. Username GVKR. I forgot these usernames actually. GVKR Tableau maybe mm, Tableau. Okay, let me try with these options. Okay, it is showing access standard for the user GVKR Tableau. Database is GVKR. Okay, let me go to my SQL database and okay, just give me a second. I'll try to recall that password and all those here.
As well.
Yeah, anyone have any question?
Yeah, Venkat.
Yeah.
The thing is, you remove Venkat and his marks, right? The first one which you have entered in values.
No, I have not removed actually. Why I have removed means that values I already inserted into that table.
Okay,
If I
once you execute the program and then remove the numbers, it won't
affect
affect
that,
the table.
it won't
Okay,
affect.
if we really want to delete it, then how can we do that?
No, actually, okay. What I do is for you, you went to a bank, you deposited some amount into that bank. Okay. So once you come out of the bank, you say that if you don't have that money which you already deposited, uh, so that money is already deposited in the bank, you can go anytime and you can retrieve your money
Yeah,
using the select statement like this. So I already inserted the Venkat value into the database and I executed that statement, right?
yeah,
So that is already inserted into the table.
exactly.
Now we
But
cannot delete that actually. So in the select statement, at any time you can get that always will be stored in the table only.
okay, if we once we have wrote something down and we executed, we can't delete the values.
We can delete actually, but we are not here. We are just seeing how to insert the value. If you try to enter the same value, right? For example, if you by mistaken, if you try to execute the same statement which is already inserted, right? If you try to execute same things, right? For example, I'm just by mistake, I'm just trying to execute the same thing again. Now you see what will happen. These values are already inserted. If we execute the same statement two times, these values will be inserted two times. If you execute this one, right? Now you see below, I can see Venkat and Venkat. Two times I have inserted. So you are simply removing that particular row here means that doesn't mean we are deleting that value from the table. For this statement is only for inserting only. If you want to delete the values, we have one more statement is there. We have to use that statement.
Oh,
Yeah, it is just remember that option. Yeah, I deposited my money in the bank account. I
Yeah,
can't. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So that is separate procedure is there. If you want to retrieve the money, you have to write something. So here also we have delete option is there. Using the delete option, you can delete any row here, any row from this table. Just give me a second. Okay. I'm not able to- Okay. So I just want to show you that actually GVK. Okay. No, we are not getting that. Okay, just give me a second. GVK Tableau. I've given the correct name, GVK Tableau. Tableau. So I'm not able to recall that password. Connection. Just give me a second. I'll try to recall that password. Just give me a second. Okay, I changed my password. So I was able to connect to this MySQL database here. So when you connect to MySQL database, right? So under connections, I can see MySQL database and the database server name what we are given gvcartech.com, and I can see databases here. So you can select any database here. So in real time, we will be having. Just confirm me you are able to hear me. Can you hear me?
yes, yes, Venkat.
So I can select any database. And if I select GVCare database here, I can see all the tables under that database here. Okay. So I can simply drag this table here. Now you see, while creating this table, okay, while creating that table, I have given the data type for the name is character, right? Because of that reason, that is taken as a dimension here. So I can see ABC here. And for marks, I have given a column. Sorry, for marks column, I have given data type is integer. Because of that reason, I can see has symbol here, which is the indication for measure and which is in green color. Okay. So in real time, when you connect to a particular database, right? So it first will show only column names only. Why? Because when you connect into the database, right? Sometimes we will be having huge amount of data in the tables. Because of that reason, it won't show the data here. It will simply show the column names only. Now, if you want to see the data really here, you can simply click on the update now option. When you click on the update now option, I can see the data in those columns here. So if you want to see first 100 rows columns, then you can enter 100 rows here like that. Okay. Now, yesterday we have seen that if you want to convert measures into dimensions and dimensions into measures, right? We have seen options there, right? Here also you can convert actually. So just write to the, just click on the ABC here. Now you can see data type here. Data type is string here. If you want to convert it into measure or something, right, you can convert. Or date, number, decimal, you can convert like this here itself. Okay. So now I go to, just simply click on any new sheet here. So you see, as of now, I connected to four database, four data sources, but it is showing only two only here. Why? Because you will see this scroll here. So simply click on this scroll bar. You can see other data source also. Or the simplest method is you can simply hover your mouse at this place and simply click drop. Just drop like this. Now I can see other data sources here. So in this data source, I have name and marks column. Marks is appearing under measure list. Name is appearing under dimension list. Okay. So like you can simply drag the name here like that. So this is the only difference between Excel file and this databases. Everything except everything is similar to the Excel file. So whatever you do with the Excel file, you can do the same thing with the database tables also. Okay. Now I just want to tell you one more thing here. So we are dragging the table from this page to here, right? So sometimes in real time, I'm just removing that from here. So I want to enter more data here and I want to show for you actually. But that is not required actually for now, I can say. Why? Because we simply waste our time by entering more amount of data like this. Okay, similarly, I can create any table here. Okay. Just let me know one more thing here. I want to enter marks two column here. Okay, so okay, marks two column here, and this time for marks two column, what I'm doing is I'm giving character as a data type. Let's see what will happen. Character as a data type. I can enter any characters below 20. Okay, I want to create this table one more time actually. Just execute this statement. Now you see I got error here. Okay, why? Because this table is already existed in the database. This table is already existed in the database. So if you try to create the same table one more time, it won't allow you. It will simply say you, we have already that table. The table already existed. So what I will do is, I will delete the table first, then I will execute this statement. Okay. Now, okay. So I will share with these details to you, username and password, so you can. Okay. So just scroll down here. First refresh it. So when you create new table, right, it won't immediately reflect here. So simply click on the refresh all button. So now I can see B30 table here. Yeah, B30 table here. I want to delete this table. So in any tool, if you want to do a requirement, we have options as well as we have calculation fields, or we have some code also there. So I can delete this table using some SQL code also. But I can use direct option here. Just go to this one, go to drop table option. So in the interviews, they will ask you what is the difference between drop table and truncate table. Drop table means it will completely delete the table. Truncate table means it will simply delete the data in that table. So first I will tell you, first we will truncate the table actually. Okay, just click on the truncate here. Now I can say that the table is existed, but the data in the table is deleted. Okay, how to confirm that data is deleted? Simply I will execute a select statement here. Just execute this one. Now you see entire data is deleted, but the table structure remains same here. Name column, marks column is there actually, but the data is deleted in that column. So this is the meaning of truncate. Just remember a very important question, truncate. So this is the meaning of truncate. Truncate means it won't delete the table. Truncate means it will simply delete the data only in the tables. Still we can see column names. Column names remain same, but the data or values in the columns will be deleted. Now you see Now I am going to delete the table. If you want to delete the entire table itself, simply click on the drop table. Just click on drop down option. Now you see table itself got deleted. So very important questions, basic questions, very important. Okay. Now, if you try to execute the same select statement one more time, you see it is throwing error. Last, it is throwing error. Like table does not exist. Why? Because we deleted the table using uh, drop option. Okay. Now I can create. I want to create the same table here. Now, as a table is deleted, right? If you go to Tableau and if you refresh this, right, you won't see the table here actually. I don't want to tell you all those. Now just execute this create table one more time. Now this time marks two is a uh, given character here, character data type. Just execute this one. Now table is created. I want to insert the values into that table. Now we have three columns, right? So we have to enter third column value also here. So third column marks two values like simply I'm just taking 2 only for all the things. 2 and 2. Now insert all these values into that table. Okay. Now execute the select statement. It is not showing the marks to column here. Oh, sorry. Why? Because it is not showing. Why? Because in the select statement, you see, we have entered. So in the select statement, we have selected only two columns only, name marks only. You can select marks two also here. So if you want to select all the columns at a time, right, you can simply go star here. Select star means it will select all the columns from this particular table, what you mentioned in the from statement. Now you see, I can see all the columns here. Now I'll go to Tableau. I'll just edit the connection here. Just click on sign in option again. Now drag the table here. Okay, it is not reflecting still. So just remove it and edit the connection one more time. Just click on sign in option. Okay, still it is showing the old data only. Sometimes it won't refresh that much easily. You have to struggle a lot. Just refresh again. Just give me a second. Getting a call. Okay, now you see, right? Now I can see marks two column also. But you see marks column and marks two column, both are integers only. Both contains integers only. But marks column is coming under measure list. Marks two column is coming under dimension list. Why? Because while creating the table, I have mentioned the data type for marks two is a character. So how the Tableau will divide or identify dimensions and measures means when you connect to a database and when you connect to a particular table, Tableau automatically identifies what is the data type of a column. If the data type of a column is character, character, text, and all those, right, what we have discussed yesterday, that will be taken as a dimension. Because of that reason, even though the marks column contains all the numbers only here, still that is showing under dimension list. Why? Because the data type that for that is mentioned as a character. Okay. Because of that reason, it is showing on a dimension list, but it should be under measure list. Why? Because it is a marks column. Marks means it should be summable. It should be aggregatable. So what I will do is when you convert any dimension, if you want to convert any dimension to measure, right? So we have to just click on the first convert to measure option. So by default, when you convert any dimension into measure, right, it will show count distinct actually. What is the meaning of count distinct means? Okay, just let me just go to new sheet, drag this into text here. So count distinct means it will show how many values are distinct values are there. So you see under marks column, I have only one value, that is 222. The 2 is repeated 3 times, but still it will count only one time only. But that is not my requirement. What is my requirement is I want to do the summation of all these rows, right? So because of that reason, just go to this drop down one more time. Under measure, you can see under change data type. First, you can convert this into number whole. Okay. Now come to this marks to column and okay, come to this marks column. Now you see what will happen when you drag it into the marks here. Still, I can see one only here. Why? Because for this, if you go to under default properties, if you go to aggregation, right, it is showing still count distinct only. But we have to click on the summation option here. Okay. Now when you drag this into text here, now you see 6 here. Okay, it is giving the summation of all this. So very important here, you have to remember all these actually. If you tell answer for this in one question like this, right, then we will get job actually. They will ask you simple question. Marks is a actually it should be a measure actually, but because of some reason it is appearing under dimension list. Then what you do, they will ask you. It is not only the interview question, in real time also it will happen most of the time. If it is appearing in dimension list, first thing what you will do, first click on this drop down and convert it into measure. When you convert it into measure, by default it will show you count distinct. After that you have to go to the change data type option, convert this into either number whole or number decimal. Even if you convert that also, still it will show under default properties. Go to aggregation, it will still show count distinct only. You have to select sum option here. So when you do sum, when you select sum, right, Tableau will simply do the summation of all these rows. Like so, very important. Okay. I think this is enough for this class. There are 6:43. Okay. So tomorrow I will try to complete about marks card and how to place the sheets in the tooltips. So tomorrow, right, we will discuss about this marks card actually. So in the marks card, we have this automatic option, color option, size option, text, detail, tooltip option, right? So we'll discuss about all these options. Also, we'll try to cover menu option here. Under menu, what are the important options we can see? We'll cover tomorrow. If possible, we'll try to cover more tomorrow, like class 3 also. Like any question till now, just try to practice as it is what I told you and try to make your notes of it. Okay. Okay, where is our table actually? Okay, just right click and just refresh all. So we have our table here. Just send SQL editor like update statement. Now you see, I got this update. So the syntax is update. Which table you want to update, you have to mention the table name here and what is the value you want to set for that particular thing. So I want to set some particular value, right? So okay, so I want to update only marks 2 column only, right? So I can take only this marks 2 column only here, and I want to update this value to, for example, 99. Okay, but you see, this marks column is there for each and every row. For which row you want to update, that we have to mention in the where class, where name equal to Venkat. So as Venkat is a as name column is a string, right? We have to mention that in within single quote. Yeah, I can simply do this actually. Okay, I think it will work. So use a semicolon here. Just execute this update statement. Okay, I think it is got updated. Now just to go to the select statement. Just execute this one. Oh, it is not executed. So somewhere we have done some mistake. Maybe zeros returned. Okay, just let me see. Yeah, actually, this is the statement actually we have to use. where name equal to Ravi. Oh, sorry. See, marks two column is a data type is character, right? So because of that reason, we have to mention that value within single quote. I think that this could be the error. I'm not going for that error actually. Where you are using safe update mode and you try to update a table without where class. Okay, not sure. So this is the statement. We'll see this later. Okay? If it is not working, then we'll see this. So in this way, we can update the statements actually. But we should not bother about all these much. But we should know knowing is very important. Let me why it is not equal to marks, right? Just do the control Z here. How to mention that within marks. I don't know. We can Google it actually if you want. You can Google it. Let's see. I think it is the same correct only. Where let's do contact this one. We'll try this one time last time, and if it is not, oh, okay, no, I don't. Maybe this is correct only actually. Let's see if it is not working. Then we can Google it. That is not a problem. Shield is not updated. Just Google it and I'll try to tell you tomorrow. It is not. Actually we don't work that much frequently in the database side, so there is a possibility that we forget syntax and all that. So we'll see that tomorrow if needed.